Yo, what's up, Mike? Your newer sub and look forward to catching up with your Rousseau video. Have you seen it yet? Okay. All right. Let's see if everything's set up. I think everything's working right. I remember yesterday we were kind of having some trouble with some of like YouTube streaming stuff. I'm doing good, man. How about you? You doing good? I just have my coffee right here. We still got to figure out what exactly we're going to do with this board. Um, Obviously, we moved over from Twitch. Definitely want to figure out what we can do. I think maybe we can do like a super chat competition thing. So we have maybe like top 3 largest super chatters get on the board. Right now, that's just Twitch subs too, because yesterday was our first stream on YouTube. But I will get that fixed. But I get the premise. I hope. Yeah. So we talked a lot about that a little bit in the stream yesterday. So essentially, with the video with Rousseau, it wasn't about Rousseau's political theory as a whole, albeit if you guys are interested in Rousseau's political theory as a whole, in the social contract, we'll do a Patreon and member video only. So if that's something you guys want to see, you want to see the entire book in its entirety, feel free, support us on Patreon or become a member. We will have a video on that and we'll go into more detail. Anyways, the video is more about book 1 of the social contract with Rousseau's theory surrounding what breaks the social contract and what would necessitate a potential revolution. So the important thing about Rousseau is that was kind of the first revolutionary theory as we see it today. And if I'm going to make an entire series around revolutionary theory, I want there to be some semblance of the Enlightenment, because right now revolutionary theory is very much based in a material outlook in a lot of ways. So Rousseau is like the dying breath of the Enlightenment. I think that's the thing where we see sort of the dialectical like continuation of the Enlightenment. Like that's what like Marx was the ultimate like. I really don't like the idea that Marx was the complete explosion of the Enlightenment and liberalism. He, of course, was not a liberal. He, of course, completely kind of threw idealism on its head. But there is a ton of continuation there. When idealism saw that it was sort of dying, that there was limits, it came to the point of Rousseau, I think. I think that's what I sort of have got. Just finished watching your Rousseau video for a second time with my roommate. Dude, that's so cool. We're excited to see someone can engage with liberal theory and show how it's important without hand-waving it away. Dude, that's the whole thing. That is the entire thing. Is if you're going to study theory or philosophy, you do not handpick stuff on a whim. I think a lot of this weird handpicking, this shoving away of liberalism is purely aesthetic. I've talked about this a lot. I do talk about it a lot. I probably annoy some people, but I care about that a lot. You know, like we're into philosophy and theory here. I'm very much deeply invested in I want to say more material politics and stuff, but I don't like that idea that we can just shove this away, and it's sort of a dogmatic approach to materialism. And granted, the overwhelming majority of self-described Marxists do not do this. This is just a very fucking small few of people who have a very elitist outlook on Marxism, and I want to say a lot of these people treat it like an absolute fucking spirituality, and it's kind of fucking creepy. I say that as a pretty self-described Marxist myself too. Oh, hey, what's up? That's what your face looks like. Neat. Sup, bud? Yeah, how's it going, man? 1 of 4 virtues. No rules, only tools. Okay. Looks like on my end I'm having a couple dropped frames. I'm gonna see if my... Oh, okay, that's weird. My network. Okay. Are the streams going to be every day? So I won't be doing streams every day. Okay. So I had a schedule on Twitch until my semester at university started. Okay. With university, I can't do this. I can't do it. I can't have a complete schedule. Now, the fact that I've streamed 2 days in a row is kind of crazy. It's because I'm on the tail end of my semester. I just got done with kind of like my history class. My history class is pretty much done. One of them. I'm getting done with a lot of classes. I have one more assignment. I have like 2 more tests. So I'm able to have a little bit more time. I'm not completely steeped in bullshit busy work right now. So once school is done with, I mean, dude, guys, so if I'm able to do this full time after the spring semester and I graduate, yeah, I'll have a schedule for streaming. I'll stream probably 3 days a week on average, or like just as a base sort of default minimum. I'll probably do 3 days a week, and then probably do extras from there. And then of course video and stuff like that. Yeah, so I know it's a little bit random. We kind of had this last stream planned because it was our first one, but I went ahead and today I was like, well, let's go ahead and stream again. Might as well. Again, I want to try to work out some more kinks and stuff like that on YouTube. I think I got it. Everything good. So cool thing is now I'm actually streaming. Dude, guys, this is why I wanted to move over from Twitch. This is so sick to me. Like, especially if you guys, especially for a content creator like me and who enjoys like good stream quality, like high production value. Dude, I am able to stream right now at 1440p, 20,000 kilobits. So what that means is I'm able to dedicate 20 megabit upload speeds to the bit rate so you guys get a high quality stream. And if your internet can't handle that, not a fucking problem at all, because YouTube has transcoding. Twitch has none of those things. What transcoding is if you can't handle that, you can go down to 720p, you can go down to 480p. Say you just want to watch, or you just want to listen to the stream. I had some people on Twitch who did that, and they complained because they had to watch it at 1080p, and that just sucks up bandwidth. So if people don't even want to like look at my face and you just want to listen, you could drop it down to like, I think 240p is the lowest, and your internet, you can, it's cool like that. Like you can completely transcode everything, and it's wonderful. I think Twitch is going to die if they do not do something different, because it is very anti-creator. So this is like our new home now is going to be on YouTube. Okay. Philosophy is about tools. You can't just have one tool nor a single toolbox. Surveillance capitalism makes this entire globe a toolbox. Same thing with the perception of problems. I completely agree, man. I think the continuation of materialism, the ultimate, I want to say almost synthesis of materialism, came from critical theory in a way. Like critical theory saw in a way that like we don't need a complete pure material approach. Like we can have like pure materialism could not have foresaw how well capitalism sells ideas. So with that, materialism and idealism as we see it is a little bit of a false dichotomy in a way. They're a little bit closer than what people think. I agree. I feel like there's a decent strain of MLs who are more invested in recreating Soviet Sino iconography. Yeah, dude, exactly. It sort of is like LARPing. I kind of think the same thing. And another thing too, even within the vein of pure materialism, with Marxism, to stay at Marxist-Leninism is actually not Marxist. I think, and some of these and some of the people that are very critical about anything outside of Marxism, they've actually said this too. There's a scholar, he's a professor at. I just read his book, Continuity and Rupture. His name's J. Mafwad Paul. He's actually one of the very few Marxists left in academia, and for that, like I'll read his stuff. He's a Marxist-Leninist Maoist. So the idea now is that Marxist-Leninism is not good enough. Staying at Marxism-Leninism is revisionism. So Marxist-Leninists say, "Oh no, anything outside of this, that's revisionism. You're revising Marx," but at the same time, it's revisionism in the same vein, because Marx necessitates a continuation through dialectical modes of thinking. So, or dialectical modes of theory. So obviously we need something past Marxism, Leninism. We need Marxism, Leninism, Maoism. I don't think I'm a Marxist, Leninist, Maoist. I don't. I think a lot, because the idea, and I'm fine with respecting this idea, that you can't be a Marxist, Leninist or a Marxist, Leninist, Maoism if you are not on board completely with revolution. Okay, fair enough. Right now, I don't think I can justify revolution right now. Not that the conditions aren't bad enough. No, fuck no. The conditions are there, man. Like, it's bad enough right now that, Justin Edie, so you are a pluralist. 150 fucking %. That's exactly what I say to people, is like, pluralism. If you do not have a pluralistic approach to Marxism, I think it utterly fails too. It becomes a weird religious dogmatic strain of ideology, and I just don't like it whatsoever. So, I am all, and when we make a video series on revolutionary theory, I will talk a lot about Marxism, Leninism, and people do need to know. But it's not like, I don't call people tankies at all. I know that's what people call them. I think people do that for just the ease of use. I don't, though. I don't call people tankies. At least people who have material politics, who see the issues with capitalism, I give them the benefit of the doubt. If you are on board with mass violence and really weird authoritarian streaks of politics, I don't like that at all. You can fuck off, personally. I think you jeopardize a lot when you do that. But it's not to say that, and again too, the discourse around authoritarianism in the West is pretty bad too. So I'm there with a lot of Marxist Leninists. We're like, yeah, well, okay, you don't think you don't like authoritarianism, but like, like capitalism. And it's like, no, like capitalism, we live in the most the United States is more authoritarian in many ways than the Soviet Union ever was. And authoritarian by way of the sheer psychological conditioning. So that's not the point. The point is that we should fundamentally move away from strains of authoritarianism like that. Now, obviously, if we had a more egalitarian society and a better material life for people, and we were more authoritarian, in that vein, that's okay, I suppose. But that's not typically, in past historical events, that's not typically what happens. That's a very simplistic approach. Okay. I think I've had a couple people ask me where I go to school. So I go to school at UMKC. It's a University of Missouri, Kansas City. I'm a political science and history double major. Okay. Also, a lot of people who read Combat Liberalism once and were like, got it, we must dunk on liberals all the time, just like Mao did. Yeah, 100%. There's a million problems with liberalism, right? Like fundamentally, the liberal project is dead. It's dead, and it should stay dead. If we try to go back to it, it's going to be disastrous, like what we're doing with Joe Biden right now. Fundamentally, 150%. But the stupid fucking thing is this weird ideological aesthetic of just like, libtard, like, lib alert, like shit like that is the most harmful things ever, because in a very hyper capitalistic system that we live in, the only people that we have potentially on our side are liberals. The only potential people who could actually have a more fundamental material approach to politics are liberals, right? So it's not like right-wingers most right-wingers won't. Like most people very steeped into a very right-wing ideology won't. I think there are probably a lot of poor struggling people who I actually think, so again, I think the South and I think the Midwest, a lot of those Trump supporters, I think those people would go way easier to a Marxist material approach. It is the white-collar suburbanites that I do not worry about at all. Fuck them. And that's Trump's majority base, guys. We have a very sort of classist approach to how we view Trump supporters. We think Trump supporters are just some poor rural redneck people. That's not it. The majority of his base is white-collar suburbanites, or people who think they're white-collar. Okay. Gotta stretch Marxism. Yeah, Marxism by definition necessitates a stretch, if you ask me. It necessitates a sheer continuation, and I do not think And I know a lot of people will say, again, I read the book Continuity and Rupture by J. Mafwad Paul. He was like, no, these people who want to go towards critical theory or a postmodern approach to Marxism, fuck them. Like, he's very much anti revisionist. I disagree with that entirely. Like, I think if we have just a pure, absolute, unadulterated approach to just like, you are not a Marxist if you are not doing revolution, I think that is fucking utterly stupid. And that, in that vein, that logic, Richard Wolff would not be a Marxist. A lot of the people who do really good work on the ground, a lot of the DSA, those politics are very much influenced heavily by Marx. Who are we to say that they're not fucking Marxists just because they do not fundamentally chase after a complete revolution? I hate that. I fucking utterly hate it. And it gatekeeps stuff. It drives people away from a potential movement where you could really solve a lot of the material conditions in America. I think like that is the fundamental approach, is to have a more material politics. I want a video on Zizek's book, Less Than Nothing. Okay. Well, you're not going to be very disappointed. Get ready. That is on my list. Guys, I'm going to be real. I'm going to do almost everything Zizek. I think as contemporary theory goes, Zizek is just wonderful. I love reading Zizek too. Fuck it, I'll tell you guys the schedule right now. Fuck it, I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. So, this is what we are doing. So our Patreons, and now since I have YouTube members, you guys are more than welcome. You guys get this perk as well. So any of you guys want to become a Patreon or YouTube member, feel free. Links down below. But patrons decided they want to see this book by Zizek, The Relevance of the Communist Manifesto, and I want I want to do that. So the thing is, I'm not going to make a video first on the Communist Manifesto. I'm not going to. I don't think I need to. But what I am going to do is make a video on Engels' socialism, utopian, and scientific. And the reason why I'm going for Engels first, I know it is your guys' turn, patrons and YouTubers. So what I typically do is I have you guys pick a video, I'll pick a video, and then we do that pattern back and forth. I'm kind of cheating this go around. So this last video was my pick, and then I'm going to go ahead and do Engels first, because if we're going to talk about the relevance of the Communist Manifesto, I want there to be, for some people who are kind of new about this, I want there to be a established approach to what a material and dialectical outlook of of Marxism would look like. And Engels does that perfectly in that book, guys. So I think Engels is just like, he makes Marx very much easy to understand in a lot of ways. He very approachable work. So our next video, guys, is going to be Frederick Engels, Socialism, Utopian, and Scientific. That'll be our next video. And then after that, we're doing Zizek's The Relevancy of the Communist Manifesto. Ever going to touch on some Foucault? Absolutely, we will touch on Foucault. It might be some time. I've actually, a lot of the the typical postmodernists, I have not done yet. I want to cover a little bit more before we go deep into postmodernism. We will 100% do Foucault. We will 100% do Derrida. We will 100% do Deleuze. Deleuze will 100% be a thing as well. I want to do a little bit more traditional Marxist theory before we get into a little bit more of the postmodernist. And then it looks like on Patreon, what's winning right now is Jean Baudrillard's The System of Objects. So that's his first major work. This is Baudrillard where he was still a structuralist. So I think as far as postmodernism go, we're going to go ahead and cheat. We'll fast forward to postmodernism soon. But for the most part, the base of my videos aren't going to be there yet. But we will get there, 100%. Discipline and Punish. I think the first one, I think if we're going to do Foucault, we'll do his first work. It's not, is Discipline and Punish his first? I think it is, actually. Yeah. I think Madness and Civilization is his first. Eastern philosophy. I oh, Hegel is. Here's the thing. We can do Hegel, and I will do Hegel. It's going to be a little bit weird. Hegel on his own is so hard to understand. I like Hegel needs people to accompany him for him to make sense to a lot of people. So obviously you guys in here wouldn't have much problem, but you know, I also try to have a channel based on how we can approach, you know, how we can approach things from a more educational perspective for people who may not know. So, all right. Stirner and egoism. I'm not very familiar with Stirner. I actually am not. We'll do stuff on him. I obviously know of him, but I'm not very familiar on his work. Just recently found this channel. Great content. Keep it up. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that, my friend. Okay, so I was gonna ask you guys. So we're gonna do something kind of cool. All right. All right. So again, like I said, listen. I'm a gamer at heart. I love games. All right, so I think what we're going to do, we're still, and this is perfect, if we're still going to talk theory, philosophy, which I want to do. I love doing that. It's my favorite thing to do on stream. I want to do some flights. So I have Microsoft Flight Sim. I'm bad at it. I just got a new graphics card, so my graphics card can run Flight Sim really well. So let's try, I'm going to set up my flight yoke, and we're going to try to do some flights on stream. And then we can still continue to talk about this shit. But how does that sound to you guys? Does that sound kind of fun? I think that sounds kind of fun to me. Because if we're doing flights, we can still, it's not one of those things where I'm so sucked away into, you know, gaming or whatever, and I can't communicate with you guys. I'll be able to interact with you guys while I'm doing this mid-flight. But they've done, Microsoft Flight Sim has done quite a few updates since I've last played it. Again, I have a new graphics card so I can run it better. Also, I can stream this shit at 1440p. So you guys can actually watch at a good resolution, I suppose. So yeah. Lillian Robinson. Hi Ian, this is your niece Ava. Why is your name Lillian Robinson? Guys, it's my niece. Be nicer. She's Ava, what grade are you going into now? You going into 8th grade? 7th grade? No, you're going into Jesus Christ, you're getting old. But yeah. Okay. Let's do some flight simulator stuff. It might take a little bit for me to set up. Because I don't want my mom to see me. Okay. All right. That's understandable. Okay, guys. So let's go set that up. I will be right back. I'm going to set up the flight yoke, everything like that. And then we will get, well, actually, no, let me set it up on Steam. Also, I'm going to make a little shout out tweet. Let's get this link on Twitter, and then we'll see if we can get some... Oh, fuck. See if we can get more people in here. Okay. We're done with that. All right, guys. So I'm going to go put you guys on a Be Right Back screen. It should take me 3 minutes to set up. I have most of it all kind of here. But yeah, it shouldn't take me too long. I will be right back. Charlotte. Okay, all right. I think we got everything set up. We're pretty much set up. Let's see. Um, who here has read Baudrillard? I actually haven't read Baudrillard at all. Obviously, like I know a lot about Baudrillard. His main ideas. Well, I have read Baudrillard. I shouldn't say that. I read quite a few parts of Simulacra and Simulation. I didn't obviously read the entire thing. I did it for part of a video once, and then yeah, like the modern Zoomer. I listened to some podcast, and I learned all about him. I don't shit on. You can totally get a perfect idea about someone's philosophy from that. Oh God, do I have more updates? But I think reading. I think reading their primary works is extremely important in most ways. The map no longer precedes the territory, huh? All right, we need to turn off my VPN. You guys know all. All right, let's see if we can do that. This download will be so much faster if I turn my VPN off. Baudrillard. Oh yeah. I think you're right. I think you're right. A lot of Americans can't pronounce shit, so you're gonna have to forgive us. Okay. So I think everything looks good on our end. Obviously, I'll put this in full screen. All right, that was a pretty quick update. So, all right. So, I don't know where should we fly today, huh? Where should we fly? Let's see if oh fuck. Sorry guys, I'm checking my second computer. Sorry, I had to move my monitor forward, so I have to like go to the right side. Okay. All right, perfect. I have my thing pulled up still. All right, we can continue. Let's do this. I have my what is it thing set up? My interface thing, the live streaming interface thing for YouTube, so I can look at like how many people are in here, chat, stuff like that. Okay, so since we've last played this, fuck it, East Coast tour. Let's. I don't think I have to. I don't think I have to like adjust any of my settings. Again, I have a new GPU in here. For any of you guys know, that's a graphics card. It's what, or don't know, it's the thing that essentially like allows me to. I have VSync on, so I'll turn that off. Let's see, texture resolution ultra. I don't know if it's going to be worth putting anything on. High. Motion blur off. Fuck motion blur. All right, these all look good. These all look good settings, or these are good settings rather. Since most of you are Marxist, the mirror production and symbolic exchange and death are must-reads of. That's another thing of Baudrillard that I want to do. East Coast tour. One or more. Oh my god. Oh Jesus, we have to download this through the store? Okay. This shouldn't take too long. Guys, I'm pretty fortunate. I have really good internet, like really good internet. I have Google Fiber gigabit internet. So these downloads fly. So it shouldn't take too long. Okay. All right. I gotta say, some days Not very often anymore. I'm getting better. I mean, I'm getting really good at it. Matter of fact, some days I make really shitty coffee, and some days I make just like most days I make just good coffee. Today I made really good coffee. I don't know what the fuck I did. That coffee's a I mean, coffee is one of those plants where it's like super sensitive to anything you do to it. So like the smallest difference in how you brew it will make a fucking huge difference. It kind of sucks actually, because you can really fuck shit up real quick. All right. Okay, guys, this should be done pretty soon, but is the webcam and everything? How do I sound? How do I sound? I'm a little bit farther away from the microphone. I think I might have to point it like this, a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and turn up my gain a little bit, okay? Just because I'm going to be farther away. I want you guys to be able to hear me. Okay. I'm going to check my audio levels on OBS. Do you guys hear anything in the background? Let me know if there's any background noise or anything like that. There shouldn't be, theoretically, but... Okay, now we're just decompressing. Okay, damn, I hope that's not the case with my instant coffee. Yeah, I mean, dude, people who enjoy coffee are just... A lot of them can be snobs beyond belief. I'm not quite there. Like, for example, like if you are really into brewing your own coffee and specialty roast coffees and grinding your own coffee, the thing is light roast is the way to go according to everyone. Honestly, I don't think so. I love dark roast coffee. A lot of connoisseurs scoff at that because a lot of dark roast coffee you can justify getting worse beans, essentially. And then you can just roast them really, really heavy, and it doesn't matter. But, dude, something about dark roast coffee, man, is just so fucking good. I think the lowest I can go is medium light. What happens with a lot of light roast coffee is, one, you have to dial it down really fine, and sometimes you don't get the strength of a darker roast that I enjoy. Have you had Death Wish coffee? No, but I've heard about them. They're the ones with, like, hardcore, like, caffeine. Part of the reason actually why I haven't tried that, one, I'm actually kind of sensitive to caffeine. I got to be a little bit careful. Oddly enough, the more caffeine I drink, the more used to it I get. Like my body reacts to it better. But typically I will get fairly sensitive to caffeine. Like I can get heart palpitations. I'll sometimes get anxious, not very often. I mean, no, really almost never anymore. And then, so things with high caffeine, that's not good. And then cheaper coffee, the beans are Robusta beans. Robusta beans have like 2 times the amount of caffeine as Arabica beans. And Arabica beans are actually higher quality. So they have less caffeine and they typically taste better. Okay. All right, guys. So there's been a lot. Look at all of these updates, guys. I haven't played any of this game since this, so I'm really excited to do this. Ever gonna approach? Oh, Communist Heidegger, absolutely. I'm gonna call you Chairman Heidegger. Absolutely, we will 100% do. Okay, and there's new. Let's start something. Is there new bush trips? Oh, yes. These were really, really fun. These were really cool. I don't know if there's any new landing challenges. I don't think there is. God damn it, Microsoft. I've done all of these. Let's try to do one that we can try again. Let's do Quito, Ecuador. Again, I haven't done this in a while. We might die. What game is this? I missed. This is Microsoft Flight Sim. So we're chilling. We're doing some flights today. Okay. All right, guys. Here it is. Moment of truth. Let's see if I can still land a fucking airplane. I don't know if I can. I haven't played this in a while. Hey man, cool channel. Keep it up. Thank you, Serdar Sand. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, my friend. I'm really fortunate. You guys, so I was doing a little bit of research about, all right, here we are. I was doing a little bit of research into whether, all right, I'm getting 30 FPS. Why am I getting 30 FPS? All right. Let's do, I think landing gear is, okay. All right, we're gonna have to lower our throttle a little bit, and I get my flaps up. I will, Juan, that was Continuity and Rupture. It was a book about the new emerging Maoist terrain of Marxism. And so he goes into detail. Maoism hasn't emerged. All right, let's see if I drop my landing. Oh, we need to get our landing gear down. Where's my landing gear? Where's my landing gear? Where's my landing gear? This isn't good, guys. All right, here, we're gonna land without any landing gear. Is this? Oh, I hear it, I hear it, I hear it. Look how bad this is. Oh, no. Oh, guys, don't ever fly in an airplane with me, okay? All right, here, we'll be all right, though. We'll survive. We'll survive today. All right, check this out. We're gonna live. We did it! What? No, this way, this way! Okay, we went off the runway. All right, guys, I'm still a little fresh since I've done this. I was actually good. I was able to, like, actually kind of fly airplanes a little bit. All right, that was one of the worst landings you could have ever imagined. But we're alive. Okay, so is this a Delu stream? Not necessarily, kind of, I suppose, maybe. All right, why am I not stopped? Ah, here we go. My brakes, I didn't. Okay, all right, so we kind of, we survived. What was that? Oh, so it was called Continuity and Rupture, and what Continuity and Rupture is about the dialectical nature of Marxism and how the new emerging form of Marxism, Leninism, Maoism starting to emerge. So MLM-ism. Yeah, it's just kind of a book on the dialectics of Marxism, what qualifies as revisionism in Marxism and what's anti-revisionism. That's pretty much it. It's actually kind of it's a pretty boring book. I think J. Mafwad Paul overwrites a lot. I'm pretty sensitive to people who write way too much. I don't like people, or I don't like it when people write, like, overwrite shit. Like, J. Mafwad Paul said the same thing in that book about 15 times. And it's about the logic of Marxism, but I think you can get the logic of Marxism and dialectics much quicker. It's not that it was, like, a bad book at all. Like, everything he said was pretty, like, you know, I'm glad I read it. It was just a lot. It was a longer book. It was about almost 300 pages. Yeah. All right, let's set up a custom flight. Yeah, let's do that. Listen, because I am a dirty, commodified capitalist right now, I'm a poor college student. Listen, I will say I'm going to offer up anyone who wants to donate through Super Chat or PayPal on the link below. Listen, you get to choose on where we're going to go. I will leave that to anyone who wants to do that. If you guys want to see some cool stuff, it looks like, geez, they updated a lot of stuff, so we can choose where we want to go. We could fly from, like, I mean, we could technically fly anywhere. Ian, Hegel is too complex for this channel. Also, Ian, let's make a 20-minute summary of Being in Time. Yeah, well, so, yeah, okay. Actually, it's not that, like, Hegel's too complicated. Hegel is too complicated on his own, but Hegel is so fucking important that I think that Hegel can be described a little bit better through some other people. So I think so I think Plastic Pills is doing this. I will not step on his feet at all. I don't want to do that. I am such a big fan of Plastic Pills' channel. I do not ever want to jeopardize his work. Seriously, like I know he would never expect this from me. The dude's name, the creator of Plastic Pills, he's very private about his name, so I'm not going to say his name. He's an interesting dude, but he would never expect this from me whatsoever. But any video he makes, he's making a video about Zizek, and it's a book that Zizek writes about Hegel. And I was actually thinking about doing that myself, but he did it first. Totally his deal. But if I was going to do Hegel, I wanted to do it through Zizek. It looks like I might have to figure out how to do it through someone else. Because Pills is going to do that. I think he's got a video coming up on it, which is totally cool. Like, you guys should I'm sure it'll be great. Love the Heidegger content. Yo, Epoch, you should get on I would love to. Here's the thing. Oh, Coronado Heights Castle. Guys, what? I think I've been here. I live in Kansas City. Oh, no, I have not been here. I would love to be on the Pill Pod. The thing is, well, not that there's totally topics that I could totally be like, I would be happy. I think Zizek would be a good topic. I'm pretty well read on Zizek and a lot of other people. The thing is, they're all PhDers and they're very, very well acquainted with a lot of philosophy. This channel's a learning thing through me, guys. Like, this is a kind of a theoretical. This is my education in a way. The process of education for theory and philosophy is coming through this channel and making videos and needing to and necessitating like truly understanding everything as to put it in video form. So a lot of this, it's not like a lot of like Matt McManus, Pills, a lot of these other people, they're already completely familiar with all of this. And so when they go on to a podcast about a topic, they're good to go. So I could probably do one over Marcuse if they ever want to cover Marcuse. I could probably do Zizek. I could do Marx. So it just depends. I think we've talked about it a little bit, me and Pills, but it's just one of those things where he already has some people on there. So okay. All right, well, I'll choose, dude, they have so many new landmarks. Let's do something cool, though. Let's do something unfamiliar with, like, Flying Joseph Ranch. This is towards like, Idaho, I believe. Salt Lake City International. Let's do, okay. Okay. Let's do something like Boise Air, set as departure. We're going to okay. Let's choose what aircraft are we going to use. Should we go like, let's go do something a little bit easier to fly. I have kind of forgot how to fly an airplane. I'm not going to lie. I think this is a good one. This is actually a very expensive airplane too. Oh, fuck me. Okay, we're good. Okay, departure. We're going to do a short flight arrival. We are going to do IFR. Let's do low altitude airways. Pills about how he could be familiar with such a wide base of content. He told me that his comp exams. That's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, that is I mean, that makes sense. Pills is a complete theory nerd. Obviously, I mean, he's got a PhD and he loves what I think now, and he was a professor for a while. I think Pills is now full-time on YouTube. I don't know. I don't know. I think, but I'm almost positive he does this full-time now, which is fucking awesome. That's so great. But I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. If I was him, that's what I would do. Guys, I think Pills will be one of the biggest YouTubers. He's going to be one of the biggest philosophy YouTubers, hands down. Okay, guys, so I'm going to get familiar again with this. Looks like we have our, here's our GPS. Okay, flaps. I just got to remember the controls. Okay, so I think we have our parking brake on. I don't know. Oh, fuck. I think it was autopilot. Let's turn that off. Whoops. Okay. Parking brake. I can't remember on my controls what that was, but I know that's my landing gear. All right, parking brake is up. Or wait. Sorry. Wait. That's my... There we go. Okay. All right, let's get this going. All right, guys, so we're gonna try not to die today. There'll probably be some cool mountains and shit. Again, this game looks insane, guys. Like, this game is... Oh, fuck me. Whoops. Don't do what I'm... All right, I gotta get to... All right, here we go. I can start lifting up. Ah! As you can tell, I'm... All right, here we go. It's the bottom third thing is my landing gear. All right, so I can adjust my trim. Goal of all philosophy YouTube should be stopping the hedge. Yeah, that's stopping the School of Life recommendations. 150 fucking %. School of Life is a monumentally bad channel in so many ways, dude. It's just, I completely agree. School of Life fucking controls all of philosophy. All right, I think we're... and then I used to be familiar with... autopilot with some of the systems. So a lot of... I don't know what my selected altitude is. But I used to be very familiar with how to use the autopilot systems in this game. I think you have to manually turn on... So, like, they're all real systems. So obviously I need to pull up on my trim a little bit. How about my... Oh, my flaps are... All right, I need to lower my flaps. 18,000 feet. All right, there we go. I don't really care about being at the right altitude, but we're about to like go... Wait, the fuck? Is this not... All right, here, we're gonna pull up the map. All right, we're gonna pull up the map here. Oh, here we go. I see. All right, so we gotta take a right turn, huh? Pluto Field Seinfeld, how's it going, man? Pluto Feld Seinfeld, that's an interesting name. How's it going, dude? All right, we're going into the mountains today, so we gotta go... Uh-oh, hopefully we don't die. I don't know what that's about. All right. Jesus, I forgot how to do a lot of stuff on here since I've... I think I have autopilot on too. I need to take that off. Where is autopilot, huh? There we go. Let's do this. This airplane doesn't have a lot of good views, which sucks. It's like... Is that Boise, Idaho? I think this is. Can you explain why School of Life? So School of Life just sucks in the way that they were... so school... It's one thing to have introductions of philosophy. All right, we gotta go to 16,000 feet. Having introductions into philosophy and theory is good. They are introductions of introductions. So, like, if you watch any of their Heidegger videos, I know those were some of the atrocious ones, one of the more atrocious ones. They're like not even they're introductions of introductions. Like they're and then of course Pills talked about with his Lacan video. They actually just got fucking Lacan completely wrong. Yeah. What's up, everyone? Mark Schmidt, how's it going, dude? Love your videos, by the way. Your most recent one is great. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was saying earlier, I'm pretty fortunate. You guys are like, I was doing some research on what, you know, channel, like community output, like communication and like interaction. For the size of our channel, guys, like you guys are pretty, like I was looking at it, like I get a lot of interactions all the time according to YouTube analytics with you guys. So like you guys are a pretty passionate base of people, so I'm pretty lucky. Thank you guys. I do appreciate it. All right, we're gonna look at this map again. I know you want me to maintain 17,000 feet ATC. We're going to 18,000 feet. I think I can set on navigation and my barometer. Yeah. I think I can set it on here, but right now we're just doing this. Here we go. Now I gotta turn my airplane. Now we're gonna get back on track, and then I think the airport is about 20 minutes away into the mountains where we're gonna be landing. I kind of don't like how restrictive the view is of this cockpit. It kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Let's get back down into cockpit mode. Hello, you like furry? You like Fury Dragon Ball? It's an interesting name. How's it going, man? What happens if I turn on engage autopilot? Ooh, my autopilot's throwing me to the ground. That's not good. Maybe I need to turn, I think altitude mode. I need to turn navigation mode on. Look at this. That thing's putting me straight, and they're putting me, I need to see how to do this. I used to know how to do all of this, guys. Vertical speed mode. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck it. We'll do this all without autopilot. Screw it. I don't need autopilot. Listen, I'm my own dad, all right? What's up, Faraday? What's up, Caleb? Good to have you in here again. Yeah, I'm doing another stream, so we're flying airplanes today. We're trying not to die. What's my caution about? What do I... Oh, I need to set... That's... I need to... So all of these airplanes are pretty different. Let's see. Where is my... where... I think it's 6,000 feet is what's on my navigation thing. I need to find a way how to increase that. I forgot how to do all of this shit. Have you done any research on anarchism for your revolutionary video? Yeah, so I'll probably do Kropotkin. Honestly, I don't know if it's going to be in the Revolutionary series. So I think with the Revolutionary series, I'm going to be looking at things that have resulted in real world existing socialism, I think. Not to say that the theory of, anarcho socialism and communism is bad at all. Like, not what I'm saying at all. Matter of fact, I'm arguably more sympathetic to it in theory. But that I think with a series of that, I want to look and examine at exactly like the theory that was behind actual existing socialism, if that makes sense. So in the USSR, China, and then attempts at it with Marxism, Leninism, Maoism, with the Shining Path in Peru. How do I adjust this fucking, I should be able to adjust this somehow. My expected, huh. I guess I'm just big dummy. I've been thinking about what the main focus of the left should be for the next 4 years during the Biden presidency. Do you have any views? Yeah, I mean, oh, dude, it's going to be hard. Biden, so Biden's already, and of course, we expected this. Biden is already stepping back on his pseudo-progressive campaigning stuff. He is putting people in his cabinet that are pure fucking corporatist and that are really fucking bad. I suppose he's not going full neoliberal, but I mean, like, he's getting there. I mean, he's already said Bernie, or I actually don't really want Bernie out of the Senate, and same with Warren. But there's no actual progressives in his cabinet whatsoever. I am starting to think the one thing that he could do that might save his presidency in the midterms is eliminating school. So at least eliminating $50,000 of debt. I don't think he'll do it. I'm actually kind of convinced now. I thought beforehand, I was like, all right, the one thing Biden will do is he will eliminate student loan debt up to probably about $50,000 for everyone. I think he'll do that. He won't do it, man. I don't think he will. I think it's going... I think he's already showing that it's going to be another Obama presidency. So in that regard, we need... I mean, activism... When Biden is president, holy fuck, we're going to have to apply way more pressure than Obama received. And I'm talking like... I don't even know if it'll be possible, like, the amount of pressure that needs to be... Like, I do not even know if I don't know. I don't have much faith, man. I'm going to be real with you. Oh, is this... Oh, here you select altitude with this knob. So I guess they want us at 16,000 feet. That's a lot, I think. Even on low altitude airways. Maybe not. Of course he won't. Like, maybe, but... UK is purging Dem socialists. Yeah, I'm not sure how to respond to this threat except to build... Exactly. Like, from an electoral standpoint, I'm actually on the idea that we should... One, I don't think, like, again, I find people like Jimmy Dore unbearable sometimes. Jimmy Dore's like, you can't do anything within the Democratic Party. Jimmy Dore, I think, is sort of really reactionary in a lot of his, like, approaches with shit. I think we should have an all-of-above approach. I think that we should primary the fuck out of Democrats, and then we should build a fundamental, unified, that's very important, unified left-wing party. And I think a movement for a people's party is kind of what that's what they're trying to do. A movement for a people's party is really, like, what they're fundamentally trying to do is create a cohesive left-wing party that has a universal branding, which is important because the Green Party cannot do that to save their fucking life. The Green Party, I think, is one of the most large electoral failures of recent history. I think the branding and everything's incorrect. It comes off as some weird pseudo hippie move, like hippie party. I don't like it at all. Obviously, it's not what they are. The Green Party is wonderful. They're arguably the best party in the United States. But I think branding is incredibly important. And on the left, we lose sight of branding because we are so policy focused, you know? And that's understandable. We're among the only people in politics who are policy focused, but we need to look at symbolism, and we need to look at how, in the world that we live in, most people, when it comes to politics, are symbolic. And that's important. That's super important. So, with that in mind, Movement for a People's Party, which is popping up right now, is probably our best option electorally. And then, holy fuck, we need to get on the ground and move. We need to completely get on the ground and try to organize the best that we can. And I mean, like I just don't know if that's possible under Biden. I just don't know, because we need centrists. We need liberals. We do. We need them. Like, if we just have left-wingers out protesting, it's not enough. I wish. No, the left. No, it's not that they're too policy focused. I don't think there is a such thing as being too policy focused. It's just that they're not focused enough on symbolism. Can a broad symbolism exist in postmodern state? Apologies for the bad question. No, that's not a bad question at all. Well, I think maybe. I think the thing that's important is that we need new symbolism. Like, I literally, and of course, we talk about how a lot of, again, as a theory-orientated channel, a lot of the smaller sectors on the left of material politics, of Marxist politics, if you even suggest the idea of getting rid of traditional Marxist symbolism, there's this really weird religious fucking reaction, or they're like, no. But I'm serious. I think we need to fundamentally consider getting completely I really think this is the best approach. I'm not even fucking around. I think electorally this is the approach. Leave the prior Marxist symbolism language behind. Stop it. Don't even call yourself socialist. Get postmodern about this. And I think this is the thing where Marxists hate postmodernists. Fuck no. I think postmodernists are the only people who fundamentally understand the actual reality that we live in today, which is a postmodern capitalistic society. So in that fucking vein, we need to be more postmodern. We need to be more strategic and understand the fundamentals in which we live. And those fundamentals are a world. Oh, there's an airplane approaching us. I don't want to run into him. Where is this? Is this airplane way above us? And the reality that we live in is that everything's hyper elastic. And in that regard, we have such massive Cold War baggage. I don't think, again, it's stupid. It's so fucking monumentally dumb that Marxists will completely, fundamentally they will agree that, the United States is the most authoritarian country when it comes to psychological conditioning in regards to symbolism and political discourse has been completely hijacked and just utterly destroyed, but they won't run with it. They won't adapt. They won't adapt to it. It's dude, and I'm not one of those people Bernie lost because he called himself a socialist. I think the only word, I think socialist to most people is less harmful than Marxist. It puts a less, there is less of a reaction, because I think now we've changed the vernacular of American politics. Bernie Sanders came in, and I don't think socialist is it's not a bad word. I just think anything outside of that, Marxist, communist, I think that scares the fuck out of Americans, and it's stupid, it's dumb, but if you're going to partake in electoral politics, you must be fucking smart, and if you are going to be smart, and you're not going to be reactionary and ideological, you must adapt to the climate you are living in. If you don't adapt, you will fucking die. Unironically postmodern neo. No, dude, Caleb, it's funny because I'm all right, in the vein of Jordan Peterson being a complete fucking idiot, yeah, I think in a weird way Marxists need to become a little bit more postmodern. It's hilarious. Maybe that's the secret genius of Peterson. Maybe that is the secret genius, but obviously what he considers postmodern isn't postmodern. But we should be postmodern, neo-Marxist 100%. Well, yeah, and I mean, I suppose that makes more sense as, as Marxist being a new terminological, being a new terminology, especially with Marx. So, I mean, that makes sense. But, yeah, I think if we're, a movement for a people's party is a very good idea. So, for example, there's some people on Twitter. I always talk about Twitter, man. I'm on Twitter too much. I honestly need to get the fuck off. So it's different. I think, Caleb, you can speak for this. When you start to get more followers, it gets really kind of toxic. Sometimes, like, you get some really weird. I'm not. It's not too bad for me, but it just gets very reactionary sometimes. And, like, for example, some people think, oh, anything outside of the party of like PSL will utterly fail. PSL will absolutely fucking die off. Not only will it die off, and I think I agree with some of like the traditional Marxists in this approach. Some traditional Marxists think PSL is revisionist. They're not Marxist enough, and I kind of agree with that. I have a Hegelian approach to this, where like they claim to be, they have the symbolism of the Soviet Union. They have the symbolism of mass international Marxism. Yet they actually don't partake in actual like revolutionary Marxism. So it's like they fail in like two ways. And the other way is that they still use the actual symbolism of international anti-revisionist Marxism. Postmodern, and just realizing that Marxism and communism have been fucked and rebranded. Yeah, I just think, yes, like, if you're going to partake in electoral politics, which oh my God, the idea that we should just abandon electoral politics and just go pure revolution, first off, right now, go, like, truly, now, on a theoretical terrain, here's the thing. Again, I try not to put my head in the fucking sand when it comes to theory. We are a theory channel, but for fuck's sakes, to base your entire fundamental political existence on pure theory is moronic as absolute fuck. All right? To think that, okay, Marxism tells us that we must do revolution, that's the only way. Therefore, that's all we should do. That's stupid. That's stupid, because right now you need to take, and I hate this irony, is that, like, you need a more material approach to life. But if you look at the material approach of reality, of political reality today, it tells us that revolution is not even close. It's not even remotely close on our radar in the near future. Like, good luck doing revolution right now, buddy. Like, it's not going to work. So it's not necessarily that we shouldn't, like, and in saying that, again, like, you need to have a Hegelian approach to this. And it's like, does that mean that, like, revolution is necessarily bad? No, not necessarily. It's just that it is so unfeasible in our current climate right now that the idea that we should base our entire fundamental existence on that is bad. It's really bad. Again, we should have a pluralistic approach to this, a multifaceted approach where we do partake in electoralism while we fundamentally partake, and we should partake more in direct action and mutual aid, but we need to do all of these things. Adolf Reed, I find his vulgar Marxism to be very lacking. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not very familiar on him. Yeah, just block him and move on. So, it's not as bad. I'm very much invested in this. I think a lot of people, I've met a lot of Marxists that, and I can tell, I think that it's very aesthetic to them, because nothing bothers them. Like, it's really weird. It's really strange. So I've met a lot of people where, like, terrible things politically have happened, like Bernie lost the primary, and it just, like, didn't bother them, like, at all. And I fundamentally think some people are very separated from politics, and I think that's a defensive mechanism, and I understand that, but I'm very much invested in this shit. That's like that's my life. You know what I mean? Like, that's all, like, I don't know. Like, that's, like, all I kind of think about a lot of the times is, like, it's stuff like that. And so this shit kind of bothers me a lot. When bad shit happens, it affects me. And so it's kind of hard to separate myself from that and, like, just say fuck it and move on. At least to me, anyways. I was a member of PSL in Florida. Total failure here. Especially, yeah, exactly, man. I think PSL is fundamentally it will fail completely. I think a movement for a People's Party, if they can suck up the Greens, if the Greens can concede and say, look, we have failed for this amount of time, we are at a critical moment right now. Obama failed to adjust to post-2008 America. I mean, in the words of Mark Fisher, Obama, the left failed to capitalize on the biggest, on the fundamentally biggest opportunity in history, which was the '08 recession. And then we had 2016. We are at a critical moment right here when we can capitalize from an electoral standpoint. And that requires parties like the Green Party to step the fuck down and try to work within a new movements to a People's Party. I really do think the movement for a People's Party is going to have to be it. That's our only potential solution from an electoral standpoint. That's it. If they get strong enough where if they get larger than the Libertarians, the Democratic Party will fucking listen. I promise you. I promise you they'll fucking listen. It will happen. If they start running in deep blue areas, it'll make a difference. They will listen. It's just going to have to take. It's going to have to be a 50-state strategy. It's going to have to be an actual political force to be reckoned with. And I think we have the opportunity where we can possibly do that. Yeah, maybe, Chupa. I think I will definitely, like, there's so many topics. That's the good thing about being in theory and philosophy is I'll never run out of video ideas, thankfully. So yeah, we'll do something like that for sure. The left has no dual power. The left has no power. Fundamentally speaking, that's the thing is, and this is the other problem. We're running into actual material issues with revolution right now. Okay, fascist and this, like neo-fascist, the new rise of what we are seeing today, they have more political influence than we do, than socialists. They really fucking do. They really do. Because the socialists that we think, they're not socialists. AOC, Ilhan Omar, Bernie Sanders are not socialists. They're bordering on democratic socialism, I would say. They are maybe a little left of social democracy. That's it. That's fundamentally it. And so if there was to be a revolution today, if the entire US government would be toppled, dude, we would not have a socialist government. It would not happen. We would have a completely neo-fascist dictatorship immediately. I'm talking fucking immediately if there was a revolution tomorrow. It would not happen. Have you read Baudrillard's commentary on terrorism? Yeah, a little bit. I'm a little bit familiar, yeah, but learning about postmodern society has helped me in my understanding. Yeah. I think this is just the plane that we're in, and this is the most stupid dogmatic thing that I hear about people shit on postmodernism for, conservatives and some Marxists, is that we live in the fundamental plane of postmodernism, and to be able to look at the world with those lenses is completely necessary. So I think it's fundamentally important that we do that. And I think people like Baudrillard, I think people like, I think Deleuze is pretty good. But I think that something approachable like Mark Fisher is even more important, you know? Electoral politics is cringe. I mean, no. I'm not anti, again, we can't afford to be anti-electoral politics. We can't. We can't. I mean, direct action and mutual aid is of the utmost importance, but we can't afford to be anti-electoral politics. So, I mean, is it cringe in the sense that we have no electoral power right now? Sure. But it's not that, electoral politics on its own is cringe, I don't think. Hell, they were fascist. Yeah, Trump's cabinet, that is, okay. That is where the Republican Party is that's their only future, is in neo-fascism. That's it. They can't do anything else unless they concede politically. If they were to concede and to support a public option, or they were to support a universal healthcare system, the same politics that European conservative parties have, they would win. They can't win anymore. In the long term, the Republican Party is fucking boned, so they're reverting to neo-fascism for sure. Our current political system is a simulation that can't be engaged with. No, I don't agree with that at all. Like, what do you mean it's a simulation that can't be engaged with? I mean, like, we actually have a democracy in the United States to some degree. Is it a complete democracy? Fuck no. Like, corporate interests control so much shit. Like, within the Democratic Party, it's not a very democratic party, you know, like the primary was completely fucked. But like, to say that it's a simulation in its totality and that there is no fundamental influence from a material perspective is just totally wrong. We need to be specific with these things. Not that you can't engage with it, but it's not capable of the changes we need. No, but that's not the point. It's not the point that electoral politics on its own is going to be the answer. It sure as fuck will not. It's just that we can't fundamentally... It's not an either or answer. This is the importance of understanding a more dialectical approach to politics, is that it's not that electoral politics doesn't have its limits. It's that it does, and that is exactly why we must have a pluralistic approach to direct action, mutual aid, and engage in electoral politics. To completely throw out electoral politics is to utterly fucking lose. We will absolutely lose, obviously. We will devolve into fascism way quicker. It absolutely is not going to be our savior on its own, but we need electoral politics. All right, we're gonna hit. Oh, I guess we're gonna hit 17,000 feet. I agree that the electoral system as it stands is not what the world needs. However, it is our best practice. Yeah, again, we need to have a pluralistic approach to this where cause chaos. No, seriously, I think fundamentally, like, the thing is, absolutely vandalize the fuck out of public property. Vandalize the fuck out of it. I say that on YouTube. I think I probably get banned for that. I don't know. So I want to be careful with that. When you go out and protest, do not make it a parade. Do not fucking parade around. Fuck shit up really. Break shit. Do it. Cause as much chaos. Make political forces at bay listen to you, but you also need to simultaneously engage in the political system as a whole. What are the limits of electoral politics? What should we expect? Okay, dialectics is useful, but it's imposing order on schizophrenic system. It's a rhizome. Well, yeah. Well, but even within the rhizome, right? So if you're looking at this from a Deleuzian perspective, wouldn't Deleuze, like himself, warrant the exact same thing? Like, we need to be extremely multifaceted and quote-unquote schizophrenic in our approach, where we enter all kinds of different planes of political existence. Engage in direct politics, engage in electoral politics, fuck shit up, protest, do mutual aid, and then vote and get involved in electoral political organizations. We need to do all of these things. We need to exist into a fundamental political plane that completely transcends one avenue. Believe it or not, Marxism only exists in one avenue. It's like it needs to be more than just Marxism. I think this is where I think this is exactly where theorists come into play after Marxism, is that, like, no, we need more than just this. We need fundamentally more than just pure materialism. Is this game remotely interesting for anything beyond being a background game? Not really. It's fun. I like this shit. I enjoy this stuff, personally. Stop. No. Stop. Oh, yeah. Will I get banned for that? I don't know. No, but I mean, like, this is the thing. Let's have an honest conversation here. Like, because we're doing this right now. Look, I'm not saying... so one thing I am diametrically opposed to is, like, violence. I don't like violence. Unless it is absolutely necessary. I'm not a violent person. I don't think so. Here's the thing, though. When there are protests, it is so clear right now, protesting and marching in the street doesn't do anything. It doesn't fund. I mean, it'll garner. Okay, if you want to grab attention to your movement, to people, okay, there's an argument to be said for that. But to actually get political pressure on the ground, it's going to involve fundamentally disrupting how we we go about life. Like, dude, it's going to have to involve like destroying it's gonna like I can't think of anything more effective than garnering political pressure than that. But of course, this only works within an electoral approach. For example, what I mean by that is like, look, we did that during the Black Lives Matter movement, and look what fucking happened. Donald Trump doubled down on extremely authoritarian measures, so it didn't work. Under a Democratic administration, it may not be anywhere what we need, but you can almost guarantee there would be far more concessions than under a very neo-fascist government. So Caleb, I take it are you the so what would be your solution to that approach? Because like I'm completely 150% that right now there is protests every single time an innocent black person is killed. There are protests anytime something bad happens. Our government does not fundamentally respond like they used to during the civil rights movement. Thus, it necessitates a change. Right? So I'm not saying don't like hurt people, don't do things, but if you're gonna go like fuck up a Target, or you're going to fundamentally vandalize like a multi-million-dollar corporation, oh my god, by all means be my guest, be my fucking guest. It will get these corporations to potentially look at, if you can cause enough potential damage to where it warrants, okay, we need police reform now because people get fucking pissed off and they start fucking our shit up when they kill innocent people. That's a good thing. Oh. Is that against terms of service? I won't break terms of service. This is my job. I won't do that. Is that against terms of service? I won't. I'm sorry, guys. That probably is. I don't know if that is, though. I'm definitely not advocating for violence. Fuck that. I literally am not. I do not. Yeah, I think like Occupy Wall Street was good. That's exactly like, again, it doesn't necessarily have to be vandalism per se. Occupy Wall Street's very good. Disrupt day-to-day functioning and life. Like, Occupy Wall Street was wonderful. They literally just camped out at fucking Wall Street. And look, that does something. That disrupts how commerce and how like we engage in the world. That's exactly what we need to do. The thing is that like vandalism sort of does that too. I'm not advocating for violence. Holy fuck. YouTube, if you're listening, I'm not doing that. Read that shit? Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Yeah, I just think fundamental disruption is so, I think disruption is the most important thing. I don't even think garnering attention does much anymore. I don't think nothing happens when you just parade in the street. Like, I think that's that when I went to the protests, there was protests in Kansas City. Dude, activists were like, guys, this is not a fucking parade. And holy shit, that's all everyone wanted to do. It was just a fucking parade for some people, man. That's it. That's all, that's all that shit is for some people. It's just a fucking parade. It's not a fucking parade, especially when the police are involved. So I think that's the thing. And here's the thing. The communities who are most affected by this, they showed that. Like, the African American community were way more eager to actually get and like actually disrupt stuff as it goes. Obviously, there was all kinds of people there who were like, no, don't throw stuff at cops. No, I'm serious. Again, I'm not advocating for violence, but what I am saying is that we do need to be somewhat threatening to powers at play, and that being the police. I'm not saying we should hurt them. I'm not saying we should do any of that, but we should intimidate them. That's exactly the point. And there was people like, guys, don't yell at the police. Don't do this. And like, that's exactly what you should do. It's not a fucking parade. It's just like you said, yes, Lars, it's active. It's posturing. It's just posturing. That's the frustration a lot of black activists have. People showing up and leaving when the sun goes down. Dude, yes. For fuck's sakes, man. Like, dude, I remember the entire time people, like, again, I'm not like opposed to this, like, I like, that's fine, but like people were yelling at cops, take a knee, and then they would celebrate after they did it. Don't celebrate after they take a knee. What the fuck? Like, they were like yelling at cops like, take a knee. Like, what the fuck? Like, okay, that's fine, because at least you're kind of making them look like a moron, right, for being a police officer. And some police officers would, but then they would like celebrate, like, oh, look at this like pacified symbolism of like absolutely nothing. Like, it's just void, it's vapid, it doesn't mean anything. The cop's still probably gonna fundamentally do the exact same thing weeks later. He'll probably, in some cases, even though he probably is sympathetic to this, you know, if you take a knee and you're a cop, you probably are sympathetic to a lot of the protests, but it doesn't, but the sheer, that's the thing, is the actual fundamental reality of policing is that even though they're sympathetic, they could go out and accidentally kill someone because their job almost warrants it. I'm gonna lose my voice. I'm shouting too much. I don't know, this shit, I get really into this. The Bolsheviks had an electoral strategy over a decade. Yes, yeah. Marxism always required. Lenin wrote a book called Left Communism. Have you guys heard of it? He talked about the sheer stupidity it is to abandon electoral politics. It's fucking moronic, dude. Marxist-Lenin is completely of... Dude, Engels talked about the same thing too. They completely just, they throw it out. Oh, it doesn't necessitate violence and revolution. Is like, no, it needs to go. Lenin talked about how dumb it would be to abandon electoral politics. For fuck's sakes, you absolute morons. We should be here talking about stuff that we know about and enjoy. Like, I want to be talking about ontology and schizoanalysis and not takes whatever is going on. No. But Chupa, I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand. Increasingly, as time goes on, this is the thing. That will affect the political reality of tomorrow very fast. Twitter, this is the scary thing. Twitter is not real life. It's not. And that's good. It's good. I shit you not, in 10 years, it sure as fuck will, though. I'm serious. Like, you're not going to be able to discern, like, for example, Facebook is real life at this point. I consider Facebook real life. You see how radicalized, how old boomers are being pushed farther right because of misinformation. Oh, it's like, at that point, you can't discern this. And like, honestly, but like, yeah, so I'm gonna contend with that shit. Like, this shit is fundamentally important, and it's like, that's the thing. I think you talk about Chupa. That's kind of the problem with theory and philosophy. Is like, oh, I wanna listen. Like, we should just engage with theory as a terrain. Fuck that, man. No. That's not. I don't even think theory necessitates that. Theory fundamentally necessitates engaging with the reality around you, right? So it invites you in. That's a lot of the big critiques that like people like Noam Chomsky have of theory that are very valid. That, like, dude, it doesn't contend with a lot of the reality that we experience today, and that it should, right? So we should be talking about these things. I think in order to be effective, whatever disruptive action that's taken must be 100%, it must be organized. I completely agree. That's a very good thing to point out. Random chaos is much less effective than actual organized chaos. 100%. Exactly. It seems as societal venting. I like that. That's a very thank you for adding that. I think that's something that I definitely that's very important to point out. Ooh, I gotta go down to 9,000. I think we're getting close to the airport. So this is actually a 1-to-1 scale. So I take it this would actually be the flight in real life. How long have we been streaming for? We've been streaming for a little while, like a couple hours. I had to lower down my 9,000 feet. I know, we gotta maintain 9,000 feet. We're going pretty fast. I'm gonna have to lower my throttle here. I don't want to die. I don't want to kamikaze the ground on accident, which can actually happen pretty quick in this game. If you go too fast in an airplane, this is actually like real physics. Like you will lose complete control and like you'll crash. All right. Wait, how close are we to this airport, huh? Oh, we're getting pretty close, huh? All right. I think in order to, yeah. Have you tried truck simulators? I have not. It would be interesting to try. I feel like that might be enjoyable. Truly, I think people give simulations a bad rap. I truly think so. So, for example, guys, I can go anywhere in the fucking world. That's so cool. Don't you guys think? I think that's sick as fuck. Like, we just went from Salt Lake City. Like, we're getting to the point where, like, doing this is very, like, it's just as close as flying. Like, it's incredibly close to flying now. I think that's so cool. And then also, too, like, obviously for streaming, I can communicate with you guys. I can hang out with you guys. We can talk shit like we're doing. Again, I actually don't consider what we're talking about talking shit. I find this to be very important. But again, that's why I get really worked up and I get very passionate about it. I probably am too emotionally invested in politics. There was something that happened. I've always been pretty emotionally invested in politics, and I remember 2016 after Donald Trump was elected, it utterly crushed a lot. I stopped paying attention to politics big time for a while. Actually, I'm not even fucking around. Like I really did. And then of course, whenever 2020 rolled around, I started picking it back up, and like I started really engaging with it more. Oh yeah, no. We picked up a destination. We have a flight log to. We're getting pretty close. So we're gonna land in I think let's see. It's gonna be it's an airport in these mountains. I think we're in Idaho right. Yeah, we're in Idaho right now. So this is like Nez Perce National Forest, I think. Do you think that organized disruptive action will just be met as terrorism? Yeah, it will. It will. Sure. And bring violence by the new right. And yeah, I think again, this is where we're getting into I don't want to. No, that's a good question, but I think again too, we're looking at this from a maybe a little bit more singular approach. Where you're saying they will give paper concessions. That is true. They will give paper concessions. That is the importance of absolute electoral pressure, right? So if we were just going to do disruptive action and keep the same people in power, absolutely. 100% it'll be met as terrorism regardless, 100%. So with that, yeah, so with that, we need to engage electorally, try to elect new people, put major electoral pressure on them, and then I don't think they will do just paper concessions in a way. I think there will be fundamentally something different there. Bike ride, come home, make food, open the browser, YouTube, see what the doc prescribed, join this, still crying. Been cleaning. Damn, that's a pretty busy, productive day, man. That is a productive Sunday. Damn, they are strict about my 9,000 feet. I'm at like, I think this is where autopilot comes in. I'm not running autopilot though. Here, let's try to figure out how to turn on autopilot again. You know, airplanes today, guys, can like fly themselves pretty much. They're like what we want out of a fucking Tesla car, self-driving vehicles, but airplanes have been doing it for the past like fucking 20 years or so. I don't know, maybe shorter than that, but okay. Oh, fuck. Okay, it keeps shutting us down. We have 9,000 feet. Let's turn altitude. Okay, altitude's on. Why are we going... Why is it... Look, it's throwing our nose down. That thing is just going to... Autopilot's going to kill us. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, though. Sometimes it happens. Oh, I think maybe I have to turn on FLC. No? Holy fuck. Turn flight. Look at this. My autopilot's going to kill us. Okay. What do you think about utopianism? So I'm actually one of those people where, like, obviously in a practical reality, utopianism isn't something that we should base our immediate politics on. But yeah, no, utopianism is important, right? Like, I think we can see that trying to understand what a utopia would be actually helps our politics in the short term. It's not that we should necessarily practice it immediately, if that makes sense, but yeah, like new utopian ideas are important in the sense that you know, that we can in ways we can look at how we can maybe incorporate that. So I think Marcuse has interesting ideas about utopian idea. Like, as far as critical theory goes, Marcuse says that he takes a psychoanalytic approach, at least in Eros and Civilization, where art will lead us to a utopia. I think that's very optimistic. I'm not quite there. Because art exists in an aesthetic realm. It's not tethered to anything. It is fundamentally separate from a lot of the constraints, a lot of the racism, a lot of the isms that we experience today. And so art is one of the only things that exists on its own. When you look at a painting, you don't look at a painting on how you can use it for your benefit. You really don't. I mean, some people do. I mean, capitalists do. They're like, oh, well, we'll fucking, I'm going to sell this for so much. But like most people, when they go to a museum, they look at art. It's like, it exists in this aesthetic realm separate from everything. It's truly free in that regard, right? Art is one of the only true things that we have. So it's not tethered to, you know, our use cases or anything like that. And so he has a utopian idea that if we take art, we can apply that to human beings, and we don't look at human beings as something that... He thinks that communism needs to have this approach. I think I kind of agree that, like, if we're going to live in a utopian communist society, it must necessitate a artistic approach to human nature, right? That we look at human beings as like creations and separate, that are free, and we should let them be free. We should let them experiment so long as they don't hurt other people. I kind of like that. I like it. It's really optimistic, but as critical theory goes, guys, Adorno is incredibly, and Horkheimer are super dismal. I don't think they have much hope for the future in so many ways. Marcuse does, so it's nice. I'm a romantic in that regard, I guess. I'll hold off. Let's see if we turn off all of this. I need to learn how to work this autopilot on this thing. I used to know how to do all of this. Oh yeah. So this is all, yeah. Everything in this cockpit is real. It's 1-to-1. It's like you're flying an actual airplane. My autopilot, there's certain settings I need to turn on autopilot before I engage it, and I forgot what settings there were. I used to be able to do all of this. So you can interact with all of this. Parking brakes here. This is the yoke. I have the yoke in front of me. I have the throttle quadrant. So maybe in that context, yeah, maybe, but that might be the point, right? It's what we view as something real is tethered to everything. It's a structural thing. There's a core to it. And maybe this is the postmodernist in Marcuse, is that he wants to get rid of that structural integrity. He wants to make this utopian idea of society something that is not tethered to anything. It exists in the aesthetic realm, right? We talk about aesthetic politics as being bad, and in the context that we use it, a lot of, or most people use it, probably is. But his idea of aesthetics is something that's truly free, where we're not constantly trying to control it. We don't and I think that's a really good insight. That's a really interesting idea, and it's to notice that, like, we don't try to control art. We let art exist as art is, right? And we acknowledge it, and we respect it, you know? So, like, it's amazing in this fucking, like, in this incredibly capitalistic world. I mean, this is going away now under the Trump administration, but we look at, like, Native American carvings and, like, rocks and shit, and they're protected under federal lands. Like, that's, like, if that's not evidence enough that we view art as something that's free and that we acknowledge it and allow it to exist in its own plane of reality, like, that's evidence in its own, you know what I mean? So I just think, and I think if we can apply that to a more communist outlook, that's might be a good idea. I just don't know if it... I don't know. I mean, that totally, it's very optimistic, but I do like the idea. Engaging autopilot. Is this thing going to kill me? All right. All right. I think I turned off a lot of the... Oh, guys, autopilot's working. The time is coming, coming for libidinal materialism. Exactly. And dude, there's kind of an argument to be made for it. Libidinal materialism might be a little bit contradictory on the surface, but no, I'm actually with you. Look at, dude, autopilot isn't going to kill us anymore. I think we fixed it. We're on track. I'm going to have to turn on navigation, though. Okay. All right, we have navigation mode on. So what this will do is this will feel... Uh-oh. Maybe not. Is it not? What are you doing, navigation mode? What are you doing to us? What's he doing? Look at this. Oh, we're about to land. We're really, really close. All right, autopilot's off. Oh, no. All right, so we're about to land. We need to get lower. Okay, it was... I don't like using autopilot to land. Autopilot can land for you. Let's see where this... Where is this airport? This is not good, guys. We might have to do a double take here. All right, I need to slow this down. We're going very fast. Oh, it looks like it's over this little mountain. Yeah, this is... Caution. Oh, fuel low? Oh, we're about to run out of fuel. Whoops. That's all right. I think we should be able to make it. Oh, no, we're good. We're at 30% fuel. Nah, we're good. Okay. So, where is this airport? See, this airport is... Whoops, do not engage autopilot. Sorry. Now, all right, we're gonna have to find this airport. This is the thing about mountain airports, are very difficult to land in real life and in this game. All right, so we're getting pretty close. I think it's... Shut up, stop telling me to maintain an altitude when I'm trying to land, you dipshits. I wish I had an eye tracker. So this game has an eye tracker thing that you can get, and it will track your eye movements, and you can... It'll, like, move... Let's see. Oof, guys. Where is... I don't have the runway in sight. I don't know where it is. All right, we might have to do a double pass over this, guys. Do you guys see this airport? Oh, here it is. Let's see if we can do this. Flaps up. There it is. This is cool. Do you have a joy? Yeah, I have a yoke right now. Oh, what's up, Victor? All right, we might be going way too fast. We're probably gonna die. No, we're gonna die. I can't do this. This is a hard landing, dude. All right, we're gonna have to go. We're gonna fucking just, we're going way too fast. All right, let's increase our throttle a little bit and go back up. I'm gonna put up my landing gear. Yeah, we were coming in way, I didn't know where the dude, this is, landing in airports, this isn't an airport, this is a landing strip on a field is very difficult. And we are actually, so this airport is probably for bush flights, so airplanes that are a lot smaller. As someone who works in the film industry, oh, you work in the film industry? No one in Hollywood really gives a shit about art. Exactly. Capital really has dominated production. In fact, Adorno's work on the culture industry, yeah. And I think that's some of the perversion, right, of art in that regard, right? I just think in a more individual basis, that's kind of how we look at it when we look at art. Okay, we're gonna make a turn. We'll just land in the opposite direction. We're gonna give ourselves plenty of space here. Oh shit, sorry. Sorry, airplane. Hey. All right. Ooh, this is a hard landing, guys. You know, it's like there's so many, like, hills. This is the problem about landing in the mountains, and it's very difficult. I can imagine doing this in real life. Oh my god, that would scare the fuck out of me. All right, I still have my... Okay, here we go. Oh my god, this might actually be harder. Oh, here we go. All right, we're getting close to it. Do you agree with the theory of accelerationism? So I have a pretty nuanced view on. I have a multifaceted approach to accelerationism. I am happy to explain real quick. So I try not to die in here. But yeah, there are some things about accelerationism that I think are completely correct. And then there are some very dangerous things that we need to be careful with accelerationism. Very, very careful, because a lot of people could die really quick. And it kind of defeats the purpose of ending capitalism at that point, if you ask me. But we'll get into that. Okay, guys. Oh, this is a hard landing strip. Oh no! Stop, please stop! All right, we did it. We did it, guys. How do you guys like that, huh? All right, let's turn this off.
I like these ones.
I'm gonna turn this off. Engage parking. Okay, I think, how else do I turn off these? It should automatically start off. Let's see. How do I turn off this airplane? All right. Okay, it's off. Oh, here's the engine. There we go. All right, guys, that was a cool flight. That was that an hour-long flight or so? Okay, so here we go. Back to main menu. Oh, whoops. I did not mean to continue. Sorry. But look how cool this looks. 1 second. Let's just admire this game, dude. Look at this. Look how good this looks. This looks so good. Like, look at that, man. Oh, look, there's even the houses right there. Or cabins. Let's just... Holy fuck, man. This is what I mean. Flight Simulator's not boring. Like, look at that shit. Like, I could see, like, some of the trees look a little, you know, but this is a fucking simulator. It simulates the entire world. Okay. All right, so let's exit out of here. We will go to the main menu. All right. All right, let's talk about some accelerationism. So accelerationism, I think if you want to get the revolution going, accelerate the end of capitalism 100%. I think that is a very good way to get a revolutionary politics going. You know, make our politics as vile as it can. Make capitalism, like in that vein, you would want to elect multiple Trumps, and I think if that actually did happen and we would go into the realm of fascism, if it wouldn't just obliterate all of us first, then potentially we could get to a very revolutionary state. The thing is, that's like, that doesn't mean that if you do revolution that your goals are going to be made. Like, I think that's this is the problem with accelerationism. Is like, all right, what about after? What about after the accelerated end of capitalism, right? Like, what about, like this is the problem, is you can get so fixated on ending capitalism, ending liberalism as we know it, but the end isn't always going to be socialism. It could be fascism. It could be a new brutal form of fascism we've never seen before, and that would come at the cost of so many lives, dude. So in that sense, it's a very nihilistic approach in many ways, and I'm very much inclined not to be an accelerationist politically at all. I agree. I am maybe a Hegelian, where I think a little chaos is good. Maybe some little... the '08 recession might have been okay. Maybe Donald Trump winning for 4 years might be kind of okay, kind of. If the left can get their shit together, I just don't know, though. But I'm not there to make that a political strategy whatsoever. All right, so we can do a couple of things here. We could fly at Europe at night. Or, I mean, we could do that during the day, too. It's not like we have to do that. Let's do... I got autopilot working, so we could, whatever you guys want to do. Do you guys want to do something? Chimney Rock, huh? Hit it with an axe works every time. What is that? Hit it with an axe? Well said. Yeah, I think that's the problem with accelerationism, though, you know? Like, I think so. I think we should have... I think we should be careful with that kind of thinking, you know? So... Is there anything you guys want to see? Any flights that you guys want to see? I could... Let me do... I'm trying to think of somewhere unique, huh? I don't know. I need to go pee really bad, so... do you think that fascism comes to life in America? Liberal ideology will completely break down. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Fascism is the end of liberalism as well. It's the funny. That's the thing about getting hyper focused about ending liberalism. It's just like you supposedly hate fascism more, but I'm starting to think that actually in totality you hate liberalism more than you hate fascism. It's really weird. It's a really weird approach, because it's like you were so hyper fixated on liberals and liberal democracy that you don't even fundamentally contend with the idea that if liberal democracy ends, fascism often takes hold. It's not just socialism. It's stupid. It's fucking utterly moronic not to contend with that. That's not to say that liberal democracy isn't fucking terrible in a lot of ways, and that we should try to facilitate the end of it as we know. But yeah. Be precise. Isn't the singularity coming in 2040 anyways? I have no idea what that means, but maybe. In the younger generations, I see that most are either explicitly anti-capitalist or edgy Trump supporters. I hate to say it, but I'm still kind of waiting for the boomers to... Yeah, the politics online are not the politics at bay yet. It'll happen, though. It will, in fact, happen. Let me go pee, guys. I will be right back. We'll think about where we're gonna fly, and yeah, we'll talk more philosophy and theory. So be right back, guys. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I couldn't bring you along with my piss. Sorry, Sahin, if that's how I pronounce that right. I'm so sorry. Does the stream quality look good? I assume that we're looking really good. Like, dude, I was so impressed with how, like, you can do streams on YouTube, guys. Like, I really cannot wait to, I really cannot wait to play Cyberpunk Tuesday. Tuesday, guys. I'm going to no life the fuck out of this, or out of Cyberpunk. So, okay, tech singularity, AI, humans. Yeah, I mean, oh, dude, truly, I don't think we can comprehend the sheer weirdness of politics in the future. Oh, what's up? Is that Luke? Luke, is that you from Discord? Yeah, dude, that's why I'm playing Flight Sim, Luke, because I can, like, dude, I can run this really well. Oh, you can go through Half Dome and El Capitan. Oh, okay, that's sick. What is this? Oh, that's a. Let's see where we can. Confederation Bridge. Let's fly from. I always like kind of Washington. Ew, Ronald Reagan National Airport. I just hate that name. Let's fly. Let's do something interesting here, huh? Let's do. Okay, because it's almost evening here. Monmouth Executive. Let's fly over. I've never flown over New York City, guys. Let's do to East Hampton. Let's do. I gotta add something here. I think you can add another here. Let's do low altitude airways. No. I think there's a way that I can add. There we go. Remove. There we go. So we're going to fly through New York City. You can make your own custom things here. Okay, I'm at work and this just popped up in my recommended. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Ted Kaczynski seems a bit reactionary to me, plus his ideal society is like the Zapatistas or something. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Ted Kaczynski, fuck that dude. Again, anything violence like that, hurting innocent people like that is absolutely terrible. Let's do a better aircraft that's a little bit easier, shall we? Or not as restricted view, maybe? We should do, oh, I think this one's a really cool airplane. Let's do one that's a little bit more nimble and we can, 35. Let's see. I like the Skyhawk, but let's do. We're gonna do this. Let's do weight and balance. We're gonna add a little bit more fuel. I was getting lower on fuel. There we go. Flight conditions. Let's do live traffic and live weather. Let's do it. Yeah, behind every fascism there's a failed revolution. That is true. I think we need to. There's not. This is the problem about removing analytics and an analytical approach to a lot of this stuff is you fundamentally miss things like that, right? Like the ending of liberalism. Liberalism and all its problems, dude. It's better than fascism. If you think it's not, there's something wrong with you. And we need to be very careful if we are going to facilitate the end of liberalism. And I don't see how that's a crazy radical idea, but I think it is to some degree. Ooh, we're flying all analog today, guys. Whatever. We at least have a GPS on here. So let's go. Do I have a button to remove parking brake, or do I gotta do that myself? Or there you go. We'll push that throttle in. Release parking brake. Yeah, we are doing all analog flying here. We have no GPS system. That's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to do both ways. All right, let's go up. Go up. Let's see. There we go. Yo, why is my... Whoa, what's going on? What's going on? What the fuck just happened? Hold on, what just happened? My aircraft just went completely out of control. 60 FPS on flight sim, that thing's a tank. Yes, it's especially on 1440p. This thing, the 3090 is no joke. What the fuck, man? What the fuck did I just do? What just happened? Guys, I have no idea what the fuck I just did there. Or what just happened. Okay, carburetor heat? Do I have to... Oh. Okay. This is an old airplane. Okay. Everything seems okay right now. Look. Guys, look at this. Do I need to gain more speed before I tip the nose up? I just don't... I'm hearing error beeps. What is going on with our airplane? Guys, I think this airplane, something's fucked up with it because I'm doing everything correctly. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. I have no idea. What is this? Okay, we're gonna try this one more time. Do I have to... Let's see what's going on in here. All right, off. We got all our batteries on. Throttle controls here. That's another throttle control. A mixture is at 100%. I don't think that's an issue. I don't... Maybe our carburetor heat needs to be... We're gonna put this at like 40, or we're gonna put that around here. Cabin heating. Okay, that's just air. That's just AC. Increase glare shield. Increase. Oh, here we go. All right, I like panels lit up a little bit. It's a little dark in here. There we go. That looks nice. Let's see. Set. Yeah, guys, everything on this aircraft looks okay. Like, I'm not some fucking master pilot. I'm not a pilot at all. But I should know enough. Thoughts on psychedelics and acid communism? I actually don't know what acid communism is, but yeah, I mean, psychedelics are cool. I think psychedelics were a new avenue for emerging philosophy and theory that was never able to be truly explored by people like Terence McKenna because, no, we made it illegal. So I think psychedelics is a field that should be explored way more than it is. I mean, I've done acid once. Acid was pretty fucking cool. I've done shrooms twice. So I haven't done them in years. I was in like late high school. I've done salvia as well. I was laced with salvia guys, this is an interesting story. I was laced with salvia when I was like 14 years old, and salvia is one of the most potent psychedelics that you can do. I'm sure a lot of you guys know what salvia is. An old friend, he's not my friend anymore, laced me with salvia, and it was scary as fuck. I was like 14 years old, and I barely smoked pot. Fucking dickhead. Until you experience... Yeah, I think that's a little bit overrated. That's the thing, dude. Ego death is not... I don't think ego death is good. I don't... there's a reason why we have an ego. Like, the idea, I mean, maybe to experience ego death, I don't know if I have, though. Like, I can't say if I have. When I was, like, tripping on acid, like, the idea, like, I just didn't pay attention to what I was, maybe? Oh, wait, carburetor heat control? Do you have to control this heat thing? So, maybe... in that regard, it does, I don't know. It's just, I didn't think about what I was as much, maybe, but it may just have been distraction, you know? 5 hits at home. All right, let's see. I think, guys, I think it's the carburetor control. I actually don't know how this works. I'm just playing with this. Where is our trim? Let's see if our trim's correct. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. We're flying comfortably now. This is a slower airplane that we had before, but I like this altitude. What are we at? 1,000 feet? This is kind of cool. We probably need to get higher. I don't exactly know the altitude that we need to be at. Okay, we're supposed to get to 9,000 feet on altitude. I'm gonna request from ATC, which you can request to lower it, or you can just turn ATC off. I'm gonna, here, let's turn them off on the radio. Let's do our own thing. Tune, yeah, all right. I think we're turning off AC. We're gonna fly at whatever altitude we want. Occasional existential crisis is healthy. Yeah, I think. Well, sure. I'm with you there. How are you doing? Hey. Yeah, like I'm with you there. I think an occasional existential crisis is nice. But I think complete ego death is not necessary. I think there's a reason why we have an ego. We live our lives according to our ego in some ways, and to lose that is pretty... that's a pretty... Like, we got to be careful with that, right? So a lot of people talk about the need... Like, there are plenty of people who do need ego death. Don't you know, mind you. But, you know. All right. Hegelian's always, yeah, dude. I'm a Hegelian at heart. The more I get into theory, the more I realize I'm how Hegelian I am as well. Salvia got a bad rap, unfortunately, because of Miley Cyrus. Of people tripping. Wait, Miley Cyrus? Did she do Salvia? We'll get up to about 3,000 feet here. She did Salvia. Chew the plane leaves. Well, I'm sure that's better. I fucking smoked that shit. I smoked salvia on accident. This fucking dickhead. Guys, I was 14 fucking years old. That shit scarred me. Not really. I mean, it was like, all right. It was just weird. I don't even think it was just really heavy and kind of scary. What is that over there? There's some low poly stuff. We're about to go over New York. I know that. Brooklyn Bridge. This is, I'll say this is a slow-ass airplane. Let's see. This is a slow airplane. I did not expect that. Critical race theory especially. What do you think about the silly culture war against critical theory? And yeah, it's stupid. It's stupid. I actually, it's dumb. And I'm actually vehemently opposed to identity politics as well. I'm very opposed to it. Not necessarily that critical race theory is identity politics at all. It just typically can spawn some weird identity politics. I'm very much against identity politics in almost every way, minus hopefully reactionary, you know, stuff. I don't think identity politics is... I think... From a political perspective, identity matters, but I think there are universals in politics that are way more important, and that just that are just so much more important than just pure identity. I find identity to be it's very hyper individualistic. It's very, and it lends itself to capitalism hard as fuck. Way more than like a lot of like woke liberal identity politics. They don't understand how how hyper individualistic it is, you know? And more than anything, it just like, again, not to get too fucking like obviously a lot of conservatives are like, oh, it just divides everyone. Well, it kind of does. There's some truth in that, and we need to be careful with that, right? Obviously the Marxist critique of identity politics is politics not based in materialism, or not as based materialism, and yes, I think that is a very valid critique. I'm very skeptical about psychedelics being the quote unquote gateway to anything really. I think it can be nice for a lot of people, but I think as far as psychedelics go, we need to. I think that might be a little bit overly positive. I think. That's me though. Better in philosophy than piloting. I just going back up the live chat. JM, you were right. D. Lars, what is acid communism? I've heard that many times. What is that? Or anyone in chat who wants to explain. I am very much kind of interested. I've heard that many times. What is that over there? Is that, I don't know what that is. Is this like New York City and it's not rendering in? Oh yeah, it looks like it just, I don't think it's just rendered in. Even though I have my view distance on like Epoch, I'm pretty sure. Let's go check our, this game's very badly optimized too, guys. This still runs on DirectX 11. An old API. I don't know. A lot of you guys probably have no idea what the fuck that means. Okay. Where depth of field of... Is there no... Where is... Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess there isn't no... Yeah. The Adorno Horkheimer line of thought. Oh, okay. All right. I think we still... I don't know how people navigate. Like, how the fuck do you navigate, like, with analog systems? I mean, I know it's like, you have to look at landmarks on the ground and shit, but fuck that, man. Synthesizing hippie culture and socialism. Oh, I see. That makes sense. We're a little bit off course. Makes perfect sense. Are we in New Jersey? Is this New Jersey? Right here? Is this New Jersey? Are we in New Jersey right now? We're about to go into New York. I don't know if that's New Jersey. Or if this is South New York. We're about almost 3,000 feet in the air. I like the view of this airplane. That's pretty sick. Oh, it was Mark Fisher's idea of using psychedelic philosophy to advance culture based on ontology of culture and his capitalist realism. I gotcha. I think that's probably one of the better approaches to the idea of psychedelics in theory, is that that it is such new terrain, though it's hard to make a lot of conclusions on that. But I think, yeah, like that's psychedelics can do pretty harmful stuff to you if you take too much of it and you do it a lot. But I think as a whole, we are a society that does not appreciate psychedelics at all. Gotcha. Extremely existentialist with beliefs such as the future is canceled and hauntology, of course. Every idea of the future has been thought of and realized in past interpretations. Yeah. Right, right. Well, that is the world that we are living in, right? I think this is just the genius of Mark Fisher, guys. I think, like, I love Mark Fisher. Again, Mark Fisher is this synthesized deviation against pure materialism, and I think it's so necessary. I like Mark Fisher when he said capitalism and how it interacts with the world is more of it necessitates a Nietzschean analysis more than it does a Marxist analysis today, and it's totally true. Totally fucking true. I knew a guy that would just disassociate all. Yeah, I think that's, yeah, no doubt. I definitely don't want to do that. I haven't taken psychedelics in forever. I would like to do mushrooms again. I don't think I'd ever do acid again, though, guys. I'll be real. Not that it was bad or anything. It was wonderful when I did it. It's just acid you get today isn't pure LSD. Okay, so yeah, we're getting to New York City. It just looks like there's like a lot of pop-in and stuff, and we still probably need to get it at a higher altitude. We'll pull this yoke up a little bit. Can you speak about ideology? If you do, you are such a cutie. Oh, thank you. Ideology? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I suppose I take is it like a Žižekian interpretation of ideology or an Althusserian approach. I think Zizek is more Althusserian than what people let on. Yeah, like I do like the idea. Like, I think Marx and the way that he said like ideology is false consciousness was wrong. I think it's a good idea because it's an ideology imposed by typically ruling classes and people to sort of distort your reality as to impose their own material conditions on the world. But I think Althusser and Zizek have the right approach or not, Althusser didn't quite have this approach, but Zizek has the approach that ideology is our natural state. There is no such thing as like it being false consciousness. Ideology is the consciousness itself because it makes up the framework in which you can fucking think of anything. And I think that's just I think it's true. You know, like we can't think of, like, I think this is the other thing too. We can't really think of communism outside of a Western context, really. Like, we kind of can, but it's hard and it takes a lot of work. Are you familiar with Alain Badiou? Yeah, a little bit. Not familiar with a lot of his stuff, but I know like Being an Event was a pretty critical work. He and Zizek seem to have a sort of faith-based secular revelatory view of communism. I would love to know your thoughts if you're familiar with their work. So I'm not too familiar with Alain Badiou. I do like Zizek's approach with communism. Yeah, I think communism really I think that's the thing with communism. It is sort of faith-based, right? Marx and Engels didn't even really talk about communism a lot, like what it would look like. That was one of the, in my opinion, one of the pitfalls is that there wasn't a lot of commentary about what communism exactly would look like, just that communism is the sort of natural evolution away from capitalism. And I also think that undersells the potential for fascism too. But of course, Marx is a lot before fascism and stuff like that. So, yeah. Acid is like the only other drug that you don't want to do again after. So yeah, I think like acid, after I did it, I had an acid hangover for sure. That was a thing that lasted for a while. I remember the next day I was like, fuck dude, I just felt out of it. I guess there's medicine that you can take that'll actually completely make that go away. That's pretty cool. But it's like prescription only. All right, let's see if we can go over New York City and we can maybe cut this flight short too. This airplane's really slow. I think this is a new airplane that they added to the game recently. I've never flown this thing, I don't think. I would like to do something over Alain Badiou though and get into his work, because I'm very much deeply unfamiliar in so many ways. All right. Let's see. Are we getting closer to New York City? I don't know what the fuck that is. Is that the Empire State Building? I think that's the Empire State Building and it's just not loading in. I'm almost positive that's it. I think it's an airport too where it's like lighting up right now. But yeah, speaking of like not wanting to do acid again, I would like to do shrooms again. It's been like 4 years since I've done them. I would like to. Fly in real life? Oh, 100%. Flight sims, like, they're 1-to-1, right? So, like, theoretically, they're supposed to be completely accurate. They're supposed to handle physics-wise, everything like that. So, yeah, 100% you can learn how to fly with this. If I was to, like, most airplanes, I could probably, like, like, I wouldn't be able to fly it very well. But like I could probably land it and take off, and like if there was like an emergency situation, I wouldn't like, you know. But that's about it. Most people could. You know, flying airplanes is not hard. A lot of the hard part about flying an airplane is understanding the interface that's on the airplane. So, for example, this is analog. So all of this, there is no interface. I mean, this is the interface. You control everything. But a lot of modern aircraft today is pure just GPS. It's computer systems that you type everything in, and the airplane flies for you. It's like a Tesla self-driving car, truly. Oh yeah, Wilhelm Reich's. That's something else that I want to get into. He's sort of like the sort of the psychology of fascism and stuff like that, right? All right, we're at 5. We're about 45. Let's get closer to the city, huh? But yeah, that's something I would be, you know, if I was ever to make decent money, I feel like a lot of people own airplanes. I would like to have an airplane. I mean, fuck. It's fairly safe travel, and if you go places, like flying an airplane and get you there really fast. Yeah, tons of mechanical failures. Yep. And they're working on it more right now. So there's scenarios where you can fly with like a dead engine on the right and stuff. You can simulate all of those things. I just don't think if all of those things are in the game yet. Microsoft is still adding them, but yep, theoretically that's what you can do. Gramsci, Althusser, and Zizek. Gotcha. Currently writing a history project on the institutionalizing of children understood as the social control of the hegemonic control on the lower classes in your video. Oh, okay. Awesome. So like the sublime object of ideology. Oh, gotcha. Sure. That's cool. I wish I could write history projects about that. My history department's, I think, pretty strict about what you do. So for example, history of ideas is a big no-no. Like, it's, I don't know. I'm a history student, so I'm there with you. I'm writing about, I'm going to have to write my undergrad thesis about taverns and political communication, and that's about as like on par with what I'd want to do as I can do. So yeah. All right, we're going pretty fast. I'm gonna lower this throttle. All right. This seems very dangerous and hackable. I remember there was a story of a yacht being robbed because there was a drone. Whoa. Wow, that's so of course you can always turn those things off though, right? The interface, so almost all these airplanes still have the analog interfaces somewhere. You can turn them off, and you can obviously manually fly them. That's why if you get your pilot's license, you have to learn how to fly analog systems before you do digital. I have a guy in one of my classes, or in classes I've taken with him. He went to pilot school and didn't want to be a pilot anymore because it was so much work. And he told me about a lot of this shit. So you're an undergrad? I am an undergrad right now. So I'm a super senior. I'm on my 5th year. This was going to be my last semester, but I'm going next semester just for like a double major. Oh, that's a baseball field of sorts. What is this? Is this Atlantic City? Are we flying over Atlantic City right now? Or it's some like amusement park. I don't know what we're flying over. I have no fucking idea, man. Is that Atlantic City, guys? Yeah, he wrote on the psychology of fascism, developed a theory of orgone based on Freud's... Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay, interesting. I definitely need to get... I don't know too much about him, but that would be something very interesting and cool to learn. I think there's an airplane right there. What are you doing? Okay. It seems Althusser's structuralism diverges from Marx's historical approach too much for the two to be reconcilable. I think a lot of people have that idea that Althusser isn't a real Marxist, but of course, I'm not sure on the specifics. According to everyone who's a Marxist, half the time, no one's good enough to be a Marxist. It's fucking weird. Is that the Brooklyn Bridge? I think that is. So, yeah, I don't know how to think about that. I'm not actually too familiar on Althusser's work. I know, like, on ideology, his viewpoint in the institutional control via education institutions and stuff like that as well. I think of Althusser as a little bit Foucaultian as well, just while being obviously a more structural Marxist, I think. All right, let's see where... Oh, that goes all the way to Long Island, huh?
Is it bad to stand in front of the microphone?
I think some of these are KLGA. We might land there. I'm just going to land there. This airplane's slow as fuck, man. Here, I'm going to turn my throttle up all the way. And it looks like the sun's setting over here, which is kind of cool. Oh, look at that. So in this game, guys, what's really cool is there is live traffic. So it puts in, like, airplanes in real life that are really flying actually show up in the game. So that's probably actually like an actual aircraft that's flying in real life. Probably landing. Is it landing at JFK? I don't know what... Oh, that's JFK. KLGA is another thing. I've never flown over New York City in this game, so this is kind of cool. Is this like... This isn't... No, that's not Central Park, but this is like a big giant park of something. Alright. Listen, I know a little bit of New York. I played GTA 4. I've been in Liberty City. Oh, look, you guys want to try to fly under a bridge? Let's do that. Listen, let's make this stream a little bit more fun, huh? That the Statue of Liberty? Yeah, that's the Statue of Liberty. That's a boat. What is that? I don't know what that is. We're gonna fly under this bridge because we fucking can. And I want to. I think Althusser is a Marxist in a way that he is founded in Gramsci, and I think that the material aspect in Althusser comes from the subject and the symbolic order, like for... Okay. Let's do this. Woo, guys, we're doing it. Can this land in water? I don't think it can. I don't know if this is like a floatable airplane. Woo, we're doing it. Something about this game being like an actual simulation thing. This is like different from doing this in like GTA. Ah. Ooh. Oh, we did it. Oh my God. My wing hit the bridge. My wing hit the bridge. Oh man. All right, guys. So I think that's. I'm probably gonna leave that off here. I think tomorrow. I think we were talking about. I know Victor's still in here. Victor from the Pill Pod. But I think I'm gonna do a stream with him tomorrow, and we're gonna talk about some of his thesis work and what he's doing. So I think I'm about to get off. But guys, again, if you guys want to support the channel, get extra content. Everything like that, vote on new videos, put in the credit screens, whatever. Feel free to join our YouTube membership, our Patreon as well. Honestly, or obviously, like, if you haven't, follow us on Instagram and Twitter and stuff if you guys are interested in that. But I think I'm gonna head on out of here. We did a couple hour stream today. Fuck no. Yeah, no, I know I hit the bridge. So I appreciate all you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out, though. This is a fun stream. This is so much more fun than on Twitch, guys. It's Twitch sucked. Also, we can actually put together high quality streams in this way, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it, guys. Again, thank you for hanging out. Again, if you want access to all those things, feel free to support, and that's how I am able to do any of this, actually. So I appreciate all you guys, but I'm probably going to head on out of here. So again, thank you guys. I will see you.